Hello, everybody. It's Kate Richburg. How are you? You caught me rifling through my things here. All right. Well, it is Wednesday. Who are you and what are you all doing in my studio? It is Wednesday, February 12th. It is great to have everybody here today. We are going to super duo it up. It looks like everyone's here. We are up and running, Andy Preston. Here we are. It's great to have everybody here. Karen, I love that intro too, even though I'm the one responsible for it. So thank you for that. It's great to have all of you all here today. You know, it's been busy. I'll tell you, Miranda has been off this week. And I don't know if that girl is watching from wherever she is right now. She might be. She might have tuned in. But she had some things that she had to take care of with her mom and take her mom to take care of some things. So we knew she wasn't going to be here. But I'll tell you, I'm missing her. But you know what? We are holding it together. Chris and I, Janice on the other side. Tria, we miss you. What else do I want to say? My mom was here yesterday, checking orders. You know what? It is a family biz, and I'm thankful for all of you out there as well. I am pretty pleased, my friends, with the way things have been going, and where orders are humming right along. Janice and I are working on some new drops. I've got a studio drop for you tomorrow that I'm going to tell you about in a little bit. Janice, you just put up the daily deals that include SuperDuos and Cymbals today. And I'll put that up too. I'll share my screen with you all. You'll be able to save 15%, an extra 15% today. If you opened up your newsletter, you'll see that. I keep pointing to my desktop, which isn't on here. So let me do that. There we are. All of our Cymbals for SuperDuos and SuperDuos are marked an extra 15% off today. So if you combine that with our Love 10 discount for February, you're going to be stoked. So today is the day for SuperDuos. Now I'm wearing this SuperDuo earring called Floor, and our buddy Michelle made a really great one that she posted on the bead table. I'm wearing it. I'm going to show you here. Let me take it off in a second. My glasses, you know how it is. You put your glasses on, then all of a sudden you're like, wait, what now? What? I can't see. Okay, there we go. To answer, oh, no, didn't. That one's, you can never quite get them clean, right? There was a couple of questions here that I'll answer. Linda asked, did we go to Tucson? You know, we didn't. Not this year. Next year, Tucson will be in the books for us. We were just too busy, but I was very fortunate in that a couple of my Tucson vendors sent me some boxes full of stuff. So you're going to see those dropping next week. I figured, you know, with all of our friends who had gone to Tucson, all of the companies that have gone to Tucson, they're dropping their Tucson stuff like crazy. So I thought I'd wait a week. We've got pearls coming for you. We've got some semi-precious coming at you. I've got some cool odds and ends. I've got a great drop tomorrow that I'll tell you about at the end of the broadcast today. There you are. There we go. So that was the story with Tucson. So let me breathe. Let me take a bracing drink of coffee. This arm's a little sore because Chris and I got our COVID and our flu shots. So I got them both in this left arm, and I'm doing okay. I'm fine. I didn't get anything, bad or anything like that. But you know how it is when you lift your arm, you're all, oh yeah, got my flu shot. So, but it's better than the flu. I'll tell you. Thank you, JP, for reminding everyone. We need your thumbs up. We need your subscriptions over on our YouTube channel. We are so close to 100,000 subscribers. I would love it. My birthday is in September. So that's all I want for my birthday is your subscriptions and your likes and your loves. So let me show you this earring. This earring is the Fleur earring. And let me share my screen. Let me settle in here. Oh, and a big thank you. Thank you, Caitlin. Hi, Zakiah. Let's see. There's that leather wrap we made the other day. Yeah, all of those prairie wrap bracelets that we've been making have been so fun to work with. We're gonna keep playing with all of those leather wraps. It was really a fun kind of foray. I also wanted to mention to you folks before I forget, I'm kind of bouncing all over the place today, but that's kind of how it is because I'm wearing so many hats. This was Danielle Wicks. You remember she did this mosaic piece back for us, and she did this beautiful 10-aught mix. And that's what got us started on these 10-aughts, these 10-aught delicas. Well, on Friday, Danielle is going to be back with me, and she's going to be making another fantastic bracelet called Bespoke. So you're not going to want to miss Danielle's broadcast on Friday. Next week on Wednesday, Emily's going to be here, and she has it's really spectacular. It is a bead embroidery cuff. Maybe I'll give you a preview of it on Friday. I have a photo. Bead embroidery cuff on new cuffs that we've gotten. You're going to love it. It's so fantastic. I also want to tell you here, come in a little closer here. Let me get in a little closer. So I spoke to Emily on the phone yesterday. Our dear Emily. And she knew that, we've been so busy and running around. She goes, I've got some good news for you. And I said, what's that? Whenever I talk about Emily, I have to take my glasses off because, that means we really mean it. She says, I've cleared my calendar for the retreat. And I almost started to cry. So that, our retreat, and you've seen it on the homepage, we've added that retreat square. The Beadshop bead retreat is coming up in August. Emily will be joining us again this year. I'm so excited. So it'll be Janice and I and Em and you, I hope, all in one room. So the enrollments for our bead retreat are going to go up in a couple of weeks, I think. But there is a save the date on the homepage on beadshop.com. So we'd love to have you join us. We have some really great plans, some good times. It's going to be fun. So we would love to have you. It's an extra day this year. It's the 15th through the 19th. Usually we're just there from Friday until Monday morning. This year, we're going to be there from Friday afternoon until Tuesday morning. So we have a whole extra day to bead together. So it's really going to be fantastic. So I know, Margaret Sloan, all three of us. So I don't know, get in that car and drive south, sister. We'd love to have you. We'd love to have all of you. So, and Christine, thank you so much for this really kind thought. I love that our chat is so welcoming and loving and inclusive. So if someone misses greeting you or whatever, all are welcome. And my friends, all are welcome here around the bead table. That's for sure. Bonnie, it's hot here in Fresno, but it's not in Fresno in August. It's where we've been having it throughout the years in the hills just above San Juan Bautista, California. So it's about 30 miles inland near Gilroy, where I grew up, just south, kind of close to the Monterey Bay Area as well. And it's beautiful. I mean, once in a while, one year we were there. Some of you may be watching who were there that year, and it was hot as blazes, but it was only hot as blazes for like one day, and then it cooled down again. But yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful space. It's at the St. Francis Retreat Center in San Juan Bautista, California. So it's not at the Mission. It's outside of town, and the retreat center is run by the Franciscan friars. So it kind of feels like you're at the Mission. It's really a cool place. A lot of history, a lot of South Santa Clara County, San Benito County history there. It's really cool. So the save the date is on the website, and since we have an extra day, maybe we can make a trek into San Juan Bautista. We've never done that, actually. And the shopping there is great. The food there is great. It's really fantastic. So make sure you're on our email list, and you'll get that information. We take about 20 to 22 participants. All of the rooms are private. You don't have to share a room unless you want to with someone. But it's good times. And we help you every step of the way. We'll help you figure out your where to fly in, how to drive, how to do that, all of that. It'll be good times. So that's the plug for that. Here are these earrings. Let me show you here. These are the floor earrings. Let me solo these. And these right now, they're on the homepage of the website. Back when we got the cymbal findings that are on here, back when we launched them, I had a day where I kind of did like this, a freeform kind of a gig, right? And that's where these came from. These came out of that maker day. So who knows what's going to happen today, but these are really fun. And I went back and I kind of peeked at the video that I made for you folks that day. There we go. That's a little closer up. And it's pretty good. It shows, the different thread path and everything that I've done here. And I've added some drops here to the ends. So it's a fun piece. I really want to encourage you to play around with SuperDuos. SuperDuos are such a fun bead, and I really kind of discovered my love of two-holed beads, rediscovered it actually, of two-holed beads. So I've really been enjoying kind of playing around with the different designs and stuff. So I urge you to play around with some of the Cymbals findings and some of the SuperDuos, and that's what we're going to do today, is play around with those. I will tell you, I have been so busy. And I thought, like last night, I thought, I'm done with the day, and I'm going to play around and prep for tomorrow and kind of sketch out a design. Well, that didn't happen. I had dinner, and then I promptly fell asleep on the couch. So, yeah. So, all good intentions. But the piece that I wanted to use today, and I wanted to talk about a couple of these. This is the SuperDuo ending, the Manites here. And let me open it up. Right, Margaret? Is that you too? I'll tell you, I am like, how it is, you get up in the morning and you're like, I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to get that done, and then I'm going to work until 5, and then we'll have some dinner, and then I'll have from like 6 to 9 p.m. to get more stuff done. And sometimes that happens, but this week, yeah, not so much. So, so I fell asleep. I fell asleep on the couch. What are you going to do? Let me show you the size of these guys. These are actually meant as closures or ends for bracelets, but let me get a caliper that actually has a battery in it. How many? There we go. Both of those need batteries. This one, however, does not, so that's good. Let me measure this one for you. Here is this guy, and this in length is, whoops, let me go back to millimeters here. Let me make sure that's zeroed out. In millimeters, from the top of that loop to the bottom there, it's about 13.5 millimeters, like that, right? And then this width at the very widest is almost 16 millimeters. And I agree with you, Margaret. This would also be perfect for beaded pendants as well. So we'll see. And Sarah, what I did say was that SuperDuos are 15% off. And they should already be marked down. They're in our sale. And you can apply also the Love 10 for a total of 25% off. Let me just go over here. If you go under our hang on, let me navigate over there. If you go to shop and you go into SuperDuos, let me go here, Beads and Gems and SuperDuos, and you click on SuperDuos, you'll see all the markdowns. And if on Cymbals, you go to the Cymbals, you'll see the SuperDuos ones marked down. And there we go. Check glass, and I'm going to sort by SuperDuo here. There we go. And yes, everything is showing. For a moment, I had a panic, but I checked it this morning and everything was good. So yes, they're all there. They're all there, so you can find it. And you can also find, if you put there's a direct link to it. I grouped them all together. There's a direct link to it in the newsletter. But if you also put in or in the search bar daily deals, that should come up. It's a whole page that's there as well. Okay. So, all right. So back to this. Sorry, I got totally waylaid, but I wanted to answer that question. So here's this one. This is also a good one. Oh, sorry, my camera moved. Let me move this cord. There's also this Ferrari. This one I've also worked on and made an earring with the SuperDuos. I like this one a lot. It already has the earring back on it, which is great. And I know I made a pair of earrings with these. Where they are in this vast expanse of the studio, I could not tell you, but this is a good one. We also have this piece that I wanted to show you, that again, thanks to our good friend Danielle Wicks. She did this piece. Let me see if I can grab it. Oh, hang on. It's a little out of my reach. I need longer arms. Come here. There we go. This will also be a good one to deal with earrings. See this one? This is one she did. It was around the holidays, around Thanksgiving. We talked a little bit about how this would make such a great earring component and stuff as well. So we're going to kind of play around. Look at how great that would look dangled from one of those, right? That was a lot of fun. So this was also a really great project from our friend Danielle. This had the SuperDuos, the Gem Duos, and these cubes. So fun. So all of these are up under our SuperDuo projects. Okay, so let me show you what colors moved me. I went in and I picked some colors. This is the turquoise blue matte Rembrandt. Okay. And Sue, right now on the website, Thank you for asking about the retreat information. There's just a save the date, and we will have some more kind of preliminary info probably by next week. Okay. Just make sure, Sue, that you check our newsletters, and I will also talk about it on the lives as well, so you won't miss. But I just put out a save the date because people were asking about the dates. Okay, so that's what's up there for the moment. Turquoise blue Rembrandt. What's this? This is, oh, Nebula chocolate. Pretty, right? This one is the Gold Shine Saddle Brown. Look at this one. Look at. Come on now. So pretty. And then I wanted another high contrast. So I wanted two that were kind of close in color and two that had a high contrast. This is the Matte Velvet Purple Wine. Okay. And that's this. Look at that. It's almost the color of my lipstick. I love it. As a matter of fact, I think it is the color of my lipstick. Look. So good. Yes. Okay. So those are they. Then if I'm using these, and to be honest, this is going to be the first time I've ever used them, so I might screw this up completely. But the way that these guys work is that there are little holes in the side, and you put beads for bead stoppers on the sides of these. So I grabbed some 15-aughts, and I kind of wanted it to mix in with the gold. And I love how this mustard looks with these anyway. So I pulled this, I think it's the mustard, the 15-aught 4456. And then I threw in an 11-aught just in case I need it. And it's the opaque dyed spring green, the 11-4473. So I have those. Okay. I also grabbed, these are in the earring here. These are the bead substitutions. These are called the Vardy. It's a bead sub, so it's the SuperDuo, but in metal, and they stick up. Kind of see how the holes. I'll show you from the side view. See how the holes are kind of on the bottom like that. So this little kind of decorative piece kind of sticks up just a little bit, so it gives you a little more texture. Okay. So, all right. Let me just start stitching and see what happens. Right? I don't know. I've got some Fireline, and I just grabbed it. This is the 6-pound. You can use anything that's a skinny thread, whatever you want. I've been using Fireline a lot lately, and it's my kind of go-to thread. Here is my Zeron cutter. I put the serrated on the bottom there so it grabs my thread and clips it. And the needles are also what I have sitting here. This is the size 10 English beading. Not a sharps this time, but an English beading needle, it's a little bit longer. Okay. I could wax this if I wanted. I don't usually wax my Fireline, but sometimes I do. And I found my beeswax when I was tidying my table, so why not, right? Okay. Margaret, I just sent a big package your way yesterday. It's the biggest of packages. We're getting those orders out, I'll tell you. It was a family affair yesterday for sure. But it's fun. It's kind of cozy in here and getting all the orders out, and we're really checking them, trying to be as accurate as possible for everyone. So it's getting there, you know. It's a marathon, not a sprint, right, everybody? We just got to keep putting one foot in front of the other every day. But you are really the highlight and joy of my week, I'll tell you. I really appreciate all of you being here with me today. So this looks like it doesn't have a front or a back, right? Looks okay. So I'm just going to lay that down. Let me get some tweezers. I want to see literally, this is the first time I have ever used one of these closures. So, oh, thanks, Mary Ellen. I do. I breathe in, I breathe out. I'm thankful for the day. All of those things. Sarah, waxing certainly doesn't hurt, right? I wax KO a lot more than I wax Fireline, but especially if I'm going to be doing a lot of passes through my beads here, the wax does help lubricate this thread and help move it through the beads a lot easier. So waxing certainly, I think, helps with designs that you have a lot of thread going back and forth and up and down and stuff, right? Okay. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and put one of these. I want to get one of these kind of, this is a very poor excuse for a tweezer. Look, this is all broken, and I think those I was using for soldering. Let me, there we go. Let me get a pair of knotting tweezers that isn't so grim. Okay, so here we go. Let's put one of those in there just to look. Right? Can we see that? Yeah, nice. And I did see Terry, if you have any impatience about your order, or you make an order and you're like, oh my gosh, you guys, I need this like yesterday, please shoot us an email over at info@Beadshop. We'll see it and we will expedite your order. If you put it in the order notes, we see it, but sometimes we see it in the order notes a little later. The most immediate way to get to us is email. And seriously, if you're like, you know what, I need something and I need it like tomorrow, maybe not tomorrow, but I need it soon, within the next couple of days, we will, if it's during the business week, we will be able to tackle it and get it out for you. Okay, so don't hesitate. Our email is the lifeline right to you, right? And Terry, it's really okay. It just, sometimes it happens and we're happy to do it. We'll slip that in. So don't worry. It's never, ever an inconvenience at all, right? We're just super thankful for you. Let me put this in here. Look at how pretty. I wanted a little bit of color there and there. Okay. I think what I'm going to do is stitch this section. And I think I want like a gold one, like right there. Okay. So that's enough planning, right? Right there. So I know like on the outside and stuff is where you put the bead stopper. So I'm going to get a 15-aught right here. And Terry, this is a really great, and we were doing that a while back when we were back in Redwood City. We would have priority upgrade. And if you priority upgraded, we pulled that order and we shipped it that same day. We're going to actually get back to that for sure. We just really actually have to implement it. So we'll be making some notifications about that. I should just implement it. I don't know why I'm really waiting, other than it's just one of the many things that's on my list. So thank you for saying that, Let's get this right in there. But an email works wonders. That's the first thing we look at. Go through, go to the side here And I'm going to move these over. I'm going to do that. Spoken like a true small business owner, Terry. Thank you. I know that you get it. I know that a lot of you folks get it. You know, running a small business, I always say, is not for the faint of heart, right? So we just try and do our very best all the time. Sometimes we fall short, but most of the time, I will say we do pretty well. Gosh darn it. Okay, so see here's the thread path I'm going back through. And I like the way those mustard kind of go right here to the side and side like that. Okay? Right? So I'm going to go back through here and I'm going to actually reinforce this first one by going back through one more time. Okay? Like that. I see Christine Whitney's comment about anyone want to guess how long my list is. You know, what I do, and this is what I've been doing for a while. My list is pretty long, but I keep my list. I'll show you my list. I keep my list on. This is actually my auxiliary list, but I use one of these small, part half size legal pads, and then I have it. See, look, I'm planning things and stuff already. I keep it on a small clipboard, and I try every day to transfer. If I haven't done something, I transfer it from that day to a new page, right? Which is good. That helps me because then I have to rewrite it. Now I need to get down somehow from this one. Maybe I'll just stitch. Let's see, what does this look like? Yeah, I think I can just stitch down to this next one. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put a seed bead on. I'm going to go down to the next one. And I'm going to put, I think I had these, right? So I'm going to put on one of these. Oh, my hands. Hang on. Get in there. I think once we get past this little finding, it'll be easier. I should have practiced. But you know what? I needed dinner and a nap more yesterday than practice. There we go. There's that one. And now let's do this. There we go. Okay, look at that. Bam. Nice. And I'll come back through and I'll put a seed bead on this side and go back through. Same thread path from before. I also use sharps so much that this long seed bead needle, I think, is throwing me off a little bit, but that's okay, right? There we go. Yeah, that doesn't bother me. And then I'm going to go up through that 15-aught to stitch it into place. And I'm going to drop down. What I'm not liking though, and I'll show you this. Let me show you this. Let me get a little tighter in here. And there's got to be a way to fix it. See how this side, it looks nice and clean. I should get this extra piece out of there, but see how this side looks nice and clean there, and that's all funky with these threads. That's not right. So I think what we have to do is we have to go back through, maybe I go back through there. No, I have to come back up. Come on. I go back through so I don't see any thread. Maybe it just needs... Yeah, and now I'll drop back down. Okay. I'm going to keep going. And I think I want one of these here. Let's just see. Let's just see. Sorry if I'm out of frame. Sorry. That was my mother yelling at me from down the street. Let me zoom out. Here we go. Let me put this there. This little finding isn't as easy as I thought it was going to be. I was really... Oh, this is what I'm going to do. Hang on. I thought it would be a lot simpler. There we go. Look, I just held it in my hand. Yeah, that's good. That's the right thing to do. And now I'm going to put this one right there. Oh, go back. Let me stitch through these two. I'm really selling it today, huh? But it just, you need practice with them, right? I mean, Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither were these SuperDuo earrings. Come on. Yeah, it's going to be 5 o'clock in here in about 2 minutes. But once I clear this side, it'll be okay. And I really am not lying, and I know you can tell that I have never touched these findings before, right? So that's a dose of truth. All right, let's get this last one in here. Like this, because I wanted to make kind of a little pattern around it, and that's the last little like stopper bead that I need to make too. Okay. Okay, see that there? It's in. All right. Okay. Oh, JP, that's a good tip that Janice has for us. Janice says she tried to use this component and she found that it was easier ending with it than starting with it. That makes sense. Let me pull this back. That's how I think I did these too. I think I started here and then I built this up. I think so. But, you know, I think you just have to get past this segment. All right. So here's our little section right there. Now, Erica, that's not a bad idea. We could use like blue tape or something, you know, like the low tack tape. There's a lot of ways that you could tackle this for sure. If I sat down and thought about it, I'd probably have a little bit of a better idea. What I'm going to do here is what I want this to be is a more of a diamond shape, but I'm going to, on this section right here, and maybe I should have dropped this down a little bit further, but I'm going to put a SuperDuo, I think, on the outside of that. Let me go here. Let me stitch through here. Yeah, that's what I want it to look like. And I want a blue one of these saddle, I think those are. I want one of those there. It's a lot easier now that I'm not in the finding. Another saddle here. And another one of these guys there. Okay. So I've got this little setup. So now I'm going to go down. Maybe I'll put another little seed bead. Oops, I've got a piece of thread stuck there. Something looked funny. There we go. So I've got to come back in and, stitch that seed bead right there into place. So I'm going to go to the one above it, stitch it in. Yeah, I want this size 10 rather is okay. Maybe a 12 might be a little bendier, might be a little bit easier for me to deal with. But I'm going to go there. Going to follow my thread path, come back down, and go across. There we go. Good. All right. Now, I could have added another one over there, but I want this to be kind of, whoops, I'm a little out of frame here, or not out of frame, but not as focused as I want to be here. Hang on, let me get my focus. There we go. All right. I'm going to go through the side. I'm going to put on a velvet, another velvet, another velvet, there we go. Nice. Okay. Now, let's get some green in there, shall we? I'm going to do a green. You also want to check to make sure that your SuperDuos, I'm not doing it, and I should be, that both holes of the SuperDuos are nice and even. You are going to see on this side, you're going to see a little bit of thread, but I may come back in and stitch some of these 15s across. Anyway, I've got to fix that 15 over there. I've got a little more stitching to do, but I may put some picots or something on the sides, right? I don't know. So let me keep going and see how this looks. Let me put this one in. This is that bead substitution. You want to make sure that it's sitting face up like that. Goes through the top hole and then through that hole there. And another one right here. and then a green at the end. Okay, and one of these. And this. And I'm going to stitch green all the way across the bottom here. Like that, and like that, and like that. Now remember, this one is really meant for a bracelet, but I want to try, well, there's something off here, isn't there? There's an extra bead here that I didn't put on this side there. Okay, that's all right. That's all right. We're just going to take it out. That one goes there, and I need another seat. I need another one right there. So that one's there, like that, right? Okay. You hear my clock ticking in here? Okay. So here's this. We're going to put that there. We're going to put this through right here. And then we're going to stitch. I had missed one. So I need one there. One here. And the cool thing about using a finding like this is, to be honest, we're not investing a whole ton of time in these, right? We're just playing around with it, right? So even if it all ends up looking like the dog's breakfast, it doesn't really matter, right? Because you can very easily clip it and call it a day. So here's this. So what color? I'm going to start to taper down, I think, here. I think I need to incorporate these back down here. So let me use this, one of these, the chocolate here. Then I'm going to use one of the nebula. Tighten that up. Actually, I don't want this one on the outside. I want it on the inside because I'm going to taper. So I'm going to take this off. This is where waxing also helps you if you're kind of making a tangled mess of your threads. The wax kind of helps things pull through a little bit better. There we go. Stitching through that one. Now, I'll go through here. I'll go through here. That tapers it. Look at that. That's not bad. And let me go here and finish with this gold one for the moment. Okay. Look at. All right. So now let me see if I can gild the lily a little bit. Okay. I'm going to get these green. Now just bear with me here. I don't know. It may all end in tears, but we'll see. There's no crying and beading. I'm going to go back through that little last hole, through that one. And see, I put on one mustard, one green, one 11-aught, and another mustard. Let me see if I like the looks of that. Or maybe I just want the mustard to the side. That doesn't do it, right? That doesn't do it for me, right? Let me do, the 11-aughts are too big, just too big. So I'm going to take all of that out. I'm just going to use 11-aughts here. I was trying to gild the lily one too much. Okay. And when you look, see the 15-aught next to the 11? You don't think it's so much smaller, but it really, really is a lot smaller. I'm going to pull those over to the side. Okay. So let me get back to this. The eye of the needle does get some wax in there, so it makes it a little difficult to rethread, but I'm going to taper, or I'm going to kind of pull that together, and then let me see if I can give it a little wipe with a tissue, see if I can get that out of there. That looks like it's clear. And I'm going to recut the end of my fire line. Don't fight it. There we go. I needed it a little closer to my line of vision, so forgive me here. There we go. And yeah, we just needle the thread, grab it and pull it through. There we go. All right. So I am going to put on 1, 2, 3 of those. See how that kind of fits there, I think. Maybe 4. And I'm going to go back through these SuperDuos. 4 gives me, yeah, my first instinct of 3 was better. Well, maybe not. I'm going to go with 4 because you know what? I'm not taking this flippin' needle off one more time. I'm just not. So 4 it is. Okay. So let me put on 4 over here. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're just going down the path that these beads have set out for us. All right. Yeah, no, that doesn't look bad. Okay. There we go. So now I'm just going to follow that thread path again, go back through these 15s, these 15s, and I'm going to go from here, from this hole to there. So I'd committed to 4. So let's see what 4 looks like. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 will give me a little bit of texture, a little bit of looping there on the side. That's good. I'm just going to keep running it up the side, not going all the way across. I'm just going to keep doing this. So I'm going to go, oh, I can't really, though, because I need to come back down. I need to have it go on this side, so no, lying to you, lying. Let's go through this whole row right here. Go through, go through, go through. There we go, coming out that other end. Putting on the 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And going back down there. Now I turn the corner and come back out. Okay, so you can see I've got my line of seed beads. Tighten that up. That one's a little out of order. It's because I think I might have missed that one. So let me just fix it. Stitch it back through. Yep, sorry. Sorry about that. I'm getting it a little close to my eyes. Sorry, so I can see it. Okay. Thanks for keeping me on task. There we go. Let's lay this out. That looks better. And I like how this side is scalloping. This side over here is not scalloping. So let's make it scallop. I really do. This needle is giving me fits. Can you tell? We just like the needles we like, right? Then, you know what? I'm not going to worry about scalloping it right now. I'm going to go out. I'm going to do this, and I'm going to put another line of seed beads on. That's what I'm going to do. Because again, this is a test. I'm liking how this is looking, though. We just have to stick with the program. 4 here. Now, see, this is kind of a short distance, so I think I'm just going to put on 2, go back through, and had I been thinking, if I do this again, and I will because I've got another earring to make, I might put the seed beads on when I turn the corner. Does that make sense? This is like, you know, taking the scenic route. That's what I'll call this. These 2 here. And back down. But now that I know which route I'm taking, it'll be easier to do that on the second one. Okay, so there's that. So now here's this side. This is where I want to come in and I want to connect those 2. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Pardon me, I'm going to go back through this line. And that line. And I'll go back and connect these. Oh my gosh, you guys are sticking with me. Thank you so much. I know it's a little like watching paint dry, but I'm having fun. I hope you're having fun. There we go. Almost there. We've almost stitched. Where do I want to stitch this now? I want to go up here and out right there. Now I want to get some SuperDuo or some 11s on the side there. 1, 2, 3, 4. I am using Fireline. I think this is 6 pound. Probably 4 pound would suffice. I'll check and see what it says. Where is it? Yeah, it's 6 pound. You could use 4 for sure. You guys are so sweet about this. My goodness. It does kind of have a Moorish kind of feel to it, definitely. I love those kind of motifs for sure. Let's see. So I'm going to come back down there. Actually, let me go here. I'm going to go out here. And then I can come up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know how we're ever going to be able to replicate this, though. I'm all over the map. But we can do it. Right? I think maybe if we start at the bottom, like Janice was saying, and like how I did with these floor earrings. I mean, nothing can be more complex than this, right? So if I start from the bottom and work my way up, that might be the way to do it. So let me go here. Where's my thread? I'm going to go here, 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 and I want to go out that. I'm going to turn it over. I'm going to go out that one. Come on, needle. I see you. I see you. There it is. And I need to fill in. I'm going to fill in with 3. Or maybe just 2. 1. 1 and 2. Yeah, I think maybe a number 6 needle might have been what I'm looking for. I'm going to put a 3rd one on because I'm going to go to the outside right here. The number 12 needle might have been better. That's always Emily's needle of choice, but I literally used what was just sitting here on my table. And now 3 from here. How am I doing on time? I'm doing okay. 1, 2, and 3, and back through. All right. So there's that. I'm going to scoot it back a little bit. We're kind of like right on top of this. So you can see it's smaller for sure. Hold that thought. I'm going to leave this here for a second. Remember how we did this intersection like this? I liked this a lot. I like that this isn't that long, right? This little dangle, right? So that's like about 1.5 inches. Okay. Hold that thought. Okay. Let me cut some more of this. Let me see if I can switch my needle. Hang on. That's a sharp. I'm going to switch to a size 12. Hang on. Let me get it. I like the 12 for sure. We also carry the 13, which I could use. 13 sometimes is a little hard for me to thread, I'll be honest. But I think I've got 12s here somewhere. I certainly have a bunch of sharps. Sure. Sharps, all sharps. Those are size 13s. I dare not use a 13. Hang on, if I don't see one here, I'll just go get one. I do have a bunch of sharps. Let me just go get that size 12. Hang on, everybody. Hold, please, while I go grab it. Here we go. Here's a 12. Hi, Alfred. I didn't see you in here. Big Alfie is sitting here on my desk chair. Yeah, that size 12 feels bouncier already. Right there. Okay. Look at the size difference right here. Even just having these two next to each other. So here's my 6-pound. Here's my size 12. I cut my fire line away. I'm using the smoke colored fire line right here. So here's the 12. Slide it through. Carolyn is saying she really likes the size 11. That's good to know. I don't know that I use an 11, really. Oh yeah, see, much more buoyant, this needle. So 1 and 1. This one. And this one. Since these are two-sided, I need to make sure that I get the side correct on these. Okay, so see how they're all correct right here. And I bring them around and I'm going to bring them through again, and then I'll tie a knot. And I didn't want them to be all metal, so I did the metal and the green offset with each other. Go back through. Tighten it up. And bring them together to form that little center. And I'm going to tie the knot right here. Square knot. So I've got that center. So see here how it's like that center of that one, right? Let me zoom in just a hair. Okay, so now I need a row of something all the way around, and I think I want it to be these. So I'm going to come up on the side to this, and we're going to go here and through. And here and through. Yes. Here and through. This is sort of like the beginning of the snowflake earring, sort of. The snowflake earring, you start putting two together. This one, I'm just going to put one in between. This one, I put two. But I just wanted to do one for this one. I wanted to see what it looks like. because we're kind of doing that Moorish kind of feel. So I wanted to see how one looks. And one here. Now I'll lay it down and let's take a look and see what it looks like. Tighten everything up. I think it looks okay, but I really think that the spacing, see, doesn't it look a little sad? Maybe it just needs 11/aughts or 15s or something. Let me see if I can go with it. Okay, let me just see. Bear with me here. Let me use these 11s or these 15s. 1, 2, 3 to kind of shore it up a little bit. Right there. And right there. 1, 2, and 3. Through that one. That's better already. 1, 2, and 3. And through this. And 1, 2, and 3 through the top of that one. Do you see what I have right here? And 1, 2, and 3. I love all of this thread talk and needle talk. We'll have to get some 11s to try them out. There's that. Yes, this is looking pretty good. 1, 2, and 3. Down through here. Because there needed to be a little something to kind of take up this extra room that's kind of making, this is kind of flipping around. I could have put an 11 maybe here and here on this side of the whole of the SuperDuo. That also would have kept it kind of in place, maybe. 2 and 3 and down. Size 12 is so much better. Needle-wise, 1, 2, and 3. Almost all the way around. 1, 2, and 3. And now 1, 2, and 3. And one last one. 1, 2, and 3. And through. Now, here, see, look at, that doesn't look too bad, right? What do you think? I don't know. Not bad. I need to bring some of this, this kind of pinkish, the red wine color in here. So maybe to connect, what I want to do is I want to bring, I'm going to bring this thread down over here. I want to get it Yeah, right there on the back. And I want to get this one. I want to get rid of this other thread. It's kind of making me a little crazy. I want to tie it off. There we go. And I'm going to add a drop of glue on that. Okay. Okay. Now I'm going to just cut away that extra piece. Okay. So now I think it needs to connect like right there somehow, right? That sits too high. Let me just see if I can stitch. Let me go down from here to here. Let's figure out how we want it to orient this. Do we want this to sit like that? I think we do, right? Rather than like that, right? I think this is better, right? Let me see. What is everybody saying? Bale of seed beads at the top. I'm just looking to see what people are saying. It does. It is kind of like it does look like a prize medal, doesn't it? Let me do this. I'm going to put on 2 seed beads. I'm going to put on 3 seed beads. 4 seed beads. And I'm going to go maybe 5 because I need to make a ring. I'm going to stitch through here. Do these go through? They don't really. So I will go, I'm going to take one of these off. I'm going to go through. I'm going to put on 2 more. And I'm going to go back up. I'm going to skip 2 and go back up 2. Okay. Now this connection, see how that little bead, those little beads, you can't really, so I'm going to kind of pull this apart. See how, let me get a little tighter so you can see this. These gold ones, these are the SuperDuo, the substitution beads. These are called Varidi, I think. And I think there's some plain ones there too, Alice. So they're great. Let me go in because I want you to see this. Okay. So see how my thread is coming out there. I've gone through 2 beads. I've gone through 2 beads here through the bail, back up the 2 beads, And then I've doubled my thread through those 2 beads right there. Then I'm going to come back in and go through that bead right there. And let's see how it sits. Tighten it up. Yep, because see what I want is I want a bail that's going to sit facing forward, right? So that this earring faces the right way. I think, remember how I said I needed 3 beads? I was right. We're 1 bead too short on this bail. But I think that connects okay. Okay. Then, yeah, I could stitch like a seed bead. I could stitch one of those in the center, maybe, or something. I don't know. I'm looking around my bead table here. I don't know. Are these too weird? These might be too weird. These were the... these are the little roses that I had for the embellishment. I don't know. They're not terrible. Maybe it's just the wrong color. That's not the right color. I don't know. I don't know if that's right. Maybe a fire polish. Maybe that's better. Right? I don't know. Those kind of have a Mardi Gras feel to it, Elaine, right? Yeah, I could put that spring green, the 11-aught. I think it's a little small, and I think the spring green color wasn't quite the right color. I don't know. But then what I would do is I would stitch up here. And let me see if I can get another finding. Where are all my Cymbals? Over here. Hang on. These Cymbals, all of these symbol findings, I mean, you can't go wrong, really, right? Get yourself a variety of the symbol findings. You know, we could even use, I could have even used one down here to connect it with the jump ring. I didn't even really think about that part. That would have been good. Let me see. I'm just looking through what I have here for SuperDuo findings. I think I'm going to use... Oh, here we go. That's what I want. Right there. This one is the Rosos. Okay. And I think I don't know. I kind of like the way the seed bead looks there. And maybe I'll use this one for the top to connect it to the ear wire up here. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. So let me go back in. I'm going to stitch this so it's right. Okay, because it's not right yet. And I've got a little bit. It's a little after 12. I got to get a move on. And I know you do too, but let's just bring this to a conclusion. Okay, let me restitch. Now, I'm wondering, actually, if maybe adding, and I'd like your thoughts, maybe adding a jump ring to this might be better, actually, because I want movement, right? I just want to get rid of these other threads. So maybe the jump ring is the right thing. Get this through. Yeah, beading with this size 10 needle now makes me want to lose my mind. Come on. There we go. So there's that. I'm going to, now this is back here. I'm going to get this piece and bead this piece of thread in, because it's kind of making me nuts. I don't know about you. Do that. So I'm going to go through there. I need to make it neat right here. Let's see if I can get this through. I'm just going to put it through here and not worry about it so much. Yeah, the size 12 really, it's a lot more malleable. Why didn't I put a 12 on this? Can somebody tell me? I'm going to do that right now. Lesson learned, everybody. Lesson learned. Hang on. Yeah, and a jump ring. Let me grab that jump ring right now, too. Hold, please. Let me, this would be a good time if you want to do a photo. Here we go. There's that. There we go. Good time for a screenshot. Pardon me. Let me get my size 12 seed beads that I tossed back here in this bin. And a jump ring. Let's do that. And jump ring size, I don't know, maybe around a 4 millimeter. We don't need it to be gigantic, right? We just want it to be kind of a good size. Not too huge. I'm just kind of looking around to see what I like here. Maybe this 5 millimeter 18 gauge would work. Let me see. Yeah, I'm going to go with 5 millimeter 18 gauge. That's what I'm going to do. And I know I have those size 12 needles. Here they are. Okay. I mean, if we're going to do this, let's do it right, right? There's that. There's the jump ring. There's the size 12. Okay. This one's back here. I've got to walk this thread back to over there. So here's the 12 going back through the side. Hear that plane noise? Somebody's taken off from the airport. I just want to go through, right? Why isn't this letting me? It's this little closure, right? Well, you know what? If it doesn't want to do that, then you know what I'm going to do? It's just telling me to not worry. I'm just going to come back in. I'm going to weave it through, and then I'm just going to cut it because it doesn't want to go back to that spot, and I'm not going to worry about it. I've gone back a couple of times. It's not going to go anywhere. I know, I think I hit my finger. I'm okay. There we go. And then this one has woven back through. There we go. Okay. Get those needles out of my way. Now, let me attach that jump ring to that piece, right? This goes here. We use our 2. We put that on. And we close that up. Now then, see how that will attach really nicely to that binding right there? Or maybe I'll just attach it like that and keep that and do that for the top. That's what I'm going to do. So I hope you've kind of enjoyed this choose your own adventure today. I know it's been kind of a long road to hoe, but sometimes it's fun to just experiment because, again, we haven't really spent that much time designing this thing, right? I know what I'd do, what I'd fix for the second one. There we go. Sometimes you just have to get the beads out and let them show you how to do it, right? I'm going to come up here. Where is this thread coming out of? I need to go through these 3. Just like that. There we go. Now across, I'm going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, I think 5. And up. Yeah. A million times better, don't you think? Don't you think? Leslie, hello. Everyone was asking where you were. So we're glad to see you. I'm going to stitch that thread path one more time to make it sturdier. So I'm going to go that circle. 1, 2, 3. This was 5. That was 3. Yeah, perfect. Looks good. Now I'm going to take this up. Oh, thanks, Margaret. Yeah, it takes a little bit of multitasking to be able to do the camera and the project and the banter. But, you know, I'm just beading with friends. You all are my friends, I like to think, and so hopefully you're not judging me too harshly. All right, I'm just on here doing a little bead tutorial. But it's fun, right? We just have to have fun and play around and see how it all comes out. Let me get this piece right here. It's going to go right there to dangle it from, I think. And then we'll just take whatever kind of finding we like, ear wire, and attach it with a jump ring. Or I could, if we felt like this might be a little long, maybe what I would do, let me put it there, is if I had put this one like right there instead, I'd have that loop up here. So maybe I would do the same thing across here and use that to attach the ear wire, right? I don't really have an ear wire here, but I've got one of these, right? I could do that with another ring. It doesn't really totally match though. That's the SuperDuo one. I think I would just use a regular ear wire like what's on here, but I don't have one sitting here. But see, I use that same one on this one. That's this one right here, which I like the look of too. So had I maybe planned a little bit better and put that one in, that would have worked out. Okay. Because it would look nice with this ear wire attached to it. So maybe I'll just stitch it in. It might want to go here. I'll just try it. I'm going to go through here and back through. Where am I coming out of that green one? Back through that green. Yeah, it's all right. Sometimes you just have to try it. Let me get a couple of seed beads on there. And a couple more over here so it doesn't look so thin in the neck. Right there. Come on. Got caught. There we go. And then I'll weave this in. So let's talk about what we've got. I'm going to put this here. So there's that. Okay. We will attach an ear wire like this is to that. It does look like one of those prize ribbons. I kind of love it, right? So what we did, just to recap, so everyone's on the same page. Here's the Manitas, was this guy right here. What I might do differently next time is I might start from the bottom of this earring here, and I went back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Then I'd put this topper on instead of starting from this top going down, right? And I think what I would also do as I was stitching this, I would maybe stitch these 15s in around the side, but maybe I wouldn't. Maybe I'd come back in and go around. Okay. So essentially this, I use these SuperDuo, these substitution beads here in this piece and then finished it off. Then I use that nebula here, 3 of those, and then 3 again of those Barty sub beads and made that star, right? And use this Nebula chocolate and those 11-aughts. Then for the final trick, up at the top, I used, this one is called the Rosos. No, I don't think that's the Rosos. It's in the wrong bag. This is just the plain SuperDuo. I'll have to look what this one's called. That's not the Rosos, right? But I think it has some potential. I love the colorway. I love the way the earring looks. I think the negative shape around this earring will also really work. And I love how this gold piece here really anchors it. It looks like jewelry, not like beads almost, right? What do you think? What do you think about that? Let me add myself to this. Oh, I've gone on today. I've really gone a little far, but whatever. What are you going to do? So here, I'll get the ear wire. But see here, let me solo. Look at that. I like it. It does have a very kind of Baroque feel to it. I think someone was mentioning also how great this would look as a tassel, right? On like a beaded rope. You could also, you know how I'm so into like pins and badges and stuff. We could back this. This doesn't really work, but you could back it, right? Like on a ribbon or something and wear it like, what are those called when like, King Charles, when he wears his, whatever all those ribbons and stuff are, right? That would be cool, right? It's not the triad, JP. It's this one is, which one are you talking about? The little drop. Whoops, sorry, I thought this was here. This drop, right? I'll have to look. Let me look. And they're called like, aren't they called like, I want to say they're charges. I know they're metals, but they have some kind of fancy name. The one at the top. Yeah, let's take a look. Let me share my screen. Bear with me here just a second. And I want to show you where to find all this stuff, okay? While we close up. Let me share my screen. Let me make sure. Let me close some screens here so I'm not giving away the farm. There we go. All right. So let me add my screen. There we go. And let's go over here. So there we go. Am I sharing it? There we go. Yeah, like the ribbons, like you wear, they're called like honors or something. I don't know. Anyway, ribbon bars, they're not ribbon bars, but it's like when the Queen had like a diamond brooch and then a ribbon underneath it, and then like the Victoria medal or something. Those are called something. They're called somethings. Regalia. We're getting closer. Anyway, I'll figure it out. So here, sorry, ribbons of honor. So yeah, all those. That's what it looks like. It's my beading ribbon, right? My reward, my award. So there's the check glass. If you go to check glass and you refine, you can search on the side, put all the SuperDuos in there, right? And you can see for today only, they're marked down 15%. But if you go here to the homepage, you can see, and it's also up the top bar, you can see if you can bundle that with Love 10 and the SuperDuos and the check, I'm sorry, the Cymbals for SuperDuos will be on sale. So if you go over here to shop and you go to components and findings and we scroll down, you can see there's all the jump rings and stuff. If we go here to Cymbals Findings, and we go to SuperDuo Cymbals, right there, you can see there's all of the SuperDuos. And that one's, it was the Vorkodi. That's what I was using, JP. That was it right there. So all of these guys, I thought about using this Vori, this one that's showing right here. That would be a good one also for earrings. But let me click in through this one and let me show you. See how we have some alternate photos? So see here how you can see, this is how I knew what to do with it. So see, you can see the thread path, how the thread path is going through those, and that little size 15 bead on the end. So it looks like you go through and then you drop it down into the top bead hole. So that's right on that page. So yours, my second one will go a little bit better. I kind of flubbed this first one a little bit. But you can also see we have here on these, we have a nice photo of the size of it as well. So you can kind of see that also. Okay. So I hope that was helpful to see that, right? So that's the story there. Let me take that out. So I will have a shop the show section on the homepage in just a little bit after this, so you can see exactly what I used. I will go ahead and, kind of stitch this to its final destination. And then you can follow along. I'll have some good photos on there so you can see it. But I hope this was interesting and helpful. I think I had fun stitching this. I love the way that this looks. I think it would be a fantastic pendant as well. So super fun to create with you today. So, my friends, I'm exhausted. I'm going to have a little more coffee, a little bit of luncheon. Then tomorrow you're going to see a drop, a drop happen. I think I'm going to go live with it at about 10:30. And you'll see it's some really cool stuff that I've got from my stash. We've got some textiles from India. Some textiles are African, which you're going to love. And some beads that I've been hoarding. Then Friday, we've got Danielle Wicks on Friday. And then next Wednesday, a week from today, we've got Emily's project. And I'll try and get you folks a sneak peek. Maybe I'll put a sneak peek in the newsletter sometime this week. Okay. Just so you can see it to get ready for it. Okay. So that is it, my friends. But today is the day. No coupon code needed to save on those seed beads, 15%. And then add that coupon code LOVE10 to get another 10% off for a total of 25. It's not going to be a live sale. I'll go over, I'll probably launch it. What I'm going to do is, I think I'm going to come on at 10:30, and I think that the product will all go live at about 11 my time. So I can talk about it a little bit so you can see what's going on with it. It's a little more kind of like we did with the Tucson sales last year. But I want to talk about these pieces that I'm sharing with you before they actually go live. So that'll all be in the newsletter, all of that info. Okay. So thanks, friends. What a fun day this was. Thank you. All right. Back to work, all. I will see you live tomorrow. I'll see you Friday with Danielle and next week with Emily. Thanks, everyone. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.